Hello, and welcome to this next section of your executive debrief. This one's going to focus on the Harvard-based research into internal motivators and the role that they play in the overall level of top performance. These internal motivators or drivers represent the second performance multiplier that operates upon your knowledge and your qualifications. You see, performance is based upon, first of all, do you know what you're doing? Do you have the credentials, the qualifications to function in the area in which you're trying to excel? These motivators represents the second multiplier that operates upon those credentials. So in this debrief, this section of it, you're going to gain an understanding of the role that these 7 critically important but less obvious performance elements play in consistently delivering top performance. You may be asking, well, are these motivators or these internal drivers really important? Well, let me tell you why we included them in this overall top performance analysis. What role they play universally in human top performance and workplace success. Now, the focus, of course, of the entire effort is to move everyone towards top performance. Now, we know in order to deliver top performance, you have to take the correct actions. It's so simple. You take good actions, good things happen. You take not so good actions, not so good things happen. Now, here's where this begins to get very interesting. Before you take an action, any action, whether it's a small or a major part of your overall performance analyses, you have to make a decision to take that action. Now, I'd like you to pause for just a moment and think about the clothes that you're wearing right now. This morning, before you got dressed, you had to make a decision that said, today I'm going to wear this outfit. And you maybe made it because it was going to be comfortable or it would look nice or it's a good color. For whatever reason you made the decision preceded your trip to the closet to pull out the clothes that you're wearing. Before you purchased your last automobile, whether it was new or used, before you actually got out your checkbook, you made the decision that said, I believe this particular car is the best solution for me. And human performance works like this. All day long, you really get paid for making decisions that are going to precede the actions that are going to drive some level of performance. The purpose of this tool is to assist you to guide those actions toward top performance. Now, some of the decisions you make are proactive. That is, you have a lot of control over them. And some of the decisions you make every day are reactive. That is, you have little or no control over them. You're just reacting to something that has happened. These motivators are included because they will influence and can even alter virtually every decision and every solution that you land on and recommend. Now, just think about that. Very powerful. They take your decision and it has to be filtered through these motivators. What this shows us is the action steps that you're going to want to take as you turn your solution into a concrete plan that will target a specific and desired result. Very powerful contribution to overall human performance. Every decision you make must pass through these 7 powerful human internal motivators or filters. And that's really the way to think about them. They're going to filter your decisions. They have the power to influence and even change your decision or your choice. Now, here are the 7 motivators. Now, we've listed them in small print, but what I wanted you to understand is what are they measuring? So at the top here, the aesthetic motivator measures the work-life balance and how important is that to you. People with high scores will make their decisions in such a way as to protect that work-life balance. The one on the right is the economic motivator. This is about money. It's about efficiency. It's about results, but it's principally about return on investment. People with high economic motivators are always thinking, how can I get the most bang for my buck? The next one is personal freedom, that is the individualistic motivator. This is the one that's going to take action steps that will enable you to have a high degree of personal freedom and autonomy and uniqueness. The personal power motivator is called the political motivator, and it is just about making decisions that will increase your degree of control and influence over not only the outcome of your decision, but the people who will be involved in it. Next is helping others. That is the altruistic motivator. That speaks for itself. People with high altruistic motivators want to make their decisions in a way that will bring value to other people. The next one is following the rules. That's the regulatory motivator. Individuals with high scores in the regulatory motivator are very structured. They want to follow rules. They want a roadmap. And if it's not there, they will want to create it. The last one is the theoretical motivator. And that's about making low-risk choices that you're confident are going to work. Now understand that all of us have some of each one of these ingredients. Some of them, for each of us, will be much stronger than the others. It is the strongest ones, as in the highest scores or the lowest scores, that give us the greatest influence as we're making our decisions. Now, page 10 of your report gives you a detailed explanation of each one of these 7 motivators. On the right side, you'll see what a high score, that is one that is above the upper end of the general population, how it will influence you. On the left side is a low score. Now, it's so important. This is a unique measurement of every performance measurement that I've ever experienced. This is the only one where a low score is in no way a bad score. It just tells us that you're going to be influenced in a different direction. Now, this is the motivator graph that you'll find on page 9. Now, this is not your graph. This is just a sample. But what I want you to embrace is this concept that's shown on the left. You see that little gray box? That is called a box plot. And here's a blow-up of it. Now, this is so important because the line in the middle represents the national mean, that is the average score. The line at the top represents one standard deviation above the mean. The line at the bottom, one standard deviation below the mean. And if you remember from your statistics, what that means is that 68% of the general population will plot somewhere inside these gray boxes. Now, they're in different places for each one of the 7 motivators because the average scores are different. What you want to look at is your scores that are either above the upper end of the general population or below, as this one is here, because they will have the greatest influence on the decisions and the choices that you make. So if you'll look on page 9 of your report, you'll see your particular graph. Now you want to look at your graph and you want to see which ones are high scoring, which ones are low scoring, and which ones are in the middle of the box that is mainstream. If you're confused at all, the bottom of this page shows you your top 4 motivators. And they may have a plus, in which case they will be a strong score, or they may have a minus, in which case they are a low score. But again, a low score is in no way bad. It's just going to influence you in a different direction. And that information is included right here, showing you how you want to craft your solutions in order to create the result that is identified by each one of the 7 motivators. The top 4 will be the ones that will be most influential for you. So in summary with these motivators, every decision, every solution you make is going to be filtered and influenced by your unique hierarchy and strength of your motivators. Now, basically for all of us, life happens. We each get paid to fix our part of it, meaning we're all responsible for certain aspects of our company process. We're tasked with solving certain problems, challenges, and opportunities. How we do that determines the success that we achieve, the level of performance that we achieve. Now, how we get to the correct solution for those problem, challenges, and opportunities starts right here with your credentials. Do you know what you're doing? Upon those credentials, you have to make some sort of a decision. We can also measure the quality of that decision that comes next in the debrief. But whatever quality of decision you make, it then is going to be filtered by your motivators. And finally, that motivated decision, supported by your credentials, is going to be delivered into the world by your communication or behavioral disc style. These motivators filter, they can change, and they show us the targeted result that you're going to want to achieve so that it will sync with your personal agenda, what you believe is important. So next we're going to look at this critical thinking measurement and how we form the solutions that are going to pass through the filters that will be delivered into the world. It is at talent-survey.com/thinking. All of the various motivators, all of the various motivator and the rest of the tutorials are all listed here for you, and they all are talentsurvey.com followed by whichever one you want to visit. So I hope you'll find these to be helpful, and you can revisit them, you can rewind them, stop, start them as you see fit. So wishing you all the best, and thanks so much for visiting.